Hello, welcome to Techglobemap Atlas. I would like to see a map within the map of many maps. I want to see the map of those who have alienation. This is in the name of the homeless as well as this girl, to honor this girl that I could not give shelter. Um, I still think you have to exchange. You just don't come there and you must have some rules, behavioral rules. And I'm not in a condition to offer much room. Compassion and love and understanding. I feel I have to also teach. You're not hurting me. Well, you know that if you're in this space, you might have to learn from me because I feel responsible for you. Are going to go somewhere else and they're going to kick you out again because you don't have the language of this part of the world. And some people have. It doesn't matter where you're from, really. I didn't want to say I'm from Venezuela, we're from the Caribbean. Yeah, high class is high class everywhere. You have a universal vocabulary of respect. And of course, there are some cultural differences. We are here. What we cannot do, maybe we can do it better. People have to value. If you don't value, if you don't pay, if you don't make an effort to earn it, how can you value it? As an adult without children, another adult without any burdens, but just yourself, to carry just yourself. So much you can do. Just yourself. Of course, you will need money, you will need guards, security, connections. Well, I'm just right now going to talk to honor those who are homeless. As I have been homeless as well, many times. I have been alienated. I chose to give life to my daughter Alice, knowing very well that I will be walking in the underworlds of society, and all those who have a social status are going to denigrate me and reject me. Maybe help me at the beginning, but see that it's a helpless situation with baby coming. You know, how are you going to help? Yeah. People don't know how to talk about values to share. The world system has changed with aeroplanes and internet, people going here and there, working in the marketplace, and the agitations from war, and those who have no idea on how to delegate power to their own people, which is one of the hardest facet a person can learn when he's in administration. You don't need to fire anyone unless he's a thief and a liar. Okay? That's all. And people need to know that. You're not here to satisfy the anger, resentment, and low class of the people because they're having many viewers with that. Is the first generation people are expressing. So just see it as a therapy group. They are just, it doesn't matter if an artist. They will talk bad also about Bansky. They're talking bad about everyone. Why are you going to take it personal? Okay, if you were a rapist, okay. If you're just fucking around, it's different. Hey, the 16-year-old girl. Come on, stop playing innocent, you little bitch. You know what you were doing, where you were coming, and you wanted fame. And your father would throw you to the dog as well if you come with money. So it would ruin your reputation as well. So you sue famous men who bury home. That uh, that is something when I honor someone that has charisma, has studied spirituality, is eccentric to perform his spirit and mind, has touch with drugs, higher states, but he can keep his high state without drugs. It has taken very seriously the narratives of the Bible and felt lost because there is more magic in the kingdom of God than you could find in a few pages. The book had to be reproduced to pass the word, but it was the magic through the kingdom of God. I want to talk about the map of alienation in the Tech Globe Atlas. For all those who are right now homeless, they could become nomads consciously if they want in order to transfer values. I woke up thinking for a storyline because that's what I used to do. I would just do storylines in my multiverse and have 9 stories at a time while having other 9 wars. Why not? It's fun. So people learn to polish their tools and intellect. They end up learning from you. And here we go. You're trying to keep things together for the benefit of the world. So I am studying here on alienation, right? They've been alienated from their lands or culture. For what reason is that? They keep holding on, lingering like lost souls. Look up alienation or alienate in Wikidictionary. Wiktionary, it's not Wikipedia, Wiktionary, the free dictionary. Alienation may refer to alienation, property law, the legal transfer of title of ownership to another party. Dot. Marx's theory of alienation, the separation of things that naturally belong together, or antagonism between those who are properly in harmony. Alienation, video game, PlayStation 2016, 4 video games. Alienation, speech, an inaugural address by Jimmy Reid as rector of the University of Glasgow. Dot. Social alienation, an individual's estrangement from society. Okay? You don't even have reasons to have a bed in jail where you would be proud of being in hell because of pride of it. But it's worse than being in hell in Greek mythology, in the old stories, right? At least you know when you're going to eat and you have your safe bed. What is yours? What is your land? You earn. In this way, it's been set for mythology, in the making a civilization, watching society and the stars. Social alienation, an individual estrangement from society. What does it make it so strange? Why is the Muslim world not taking care of their own people but investing in wars to kill people in Africa because they're Christians, or in Israel because they're Jews. That's how all this started. Okay, they just got very tired after decades of terrorism in Israel, and also taking the houses that they would come to make in this land. And they were born there. But these are problems we have. Yeah, we have to look at the problems we have. What's the most important for the people that are suffering in this world? People don't need to go out into another country when you have this universal understanding. You have everything around you that you will need to do with this. Point alienation. Mork and Mindy, 1981 television episode. In Wikinotes has quotations related to alienation, dot alienation, disambiguation, alienability, disambiguation, dot alienation effect, an audience inability to identify with a character in a performance as an intended consequence of the actor's interpretation of the script, right? So, like, if they're talking to you about, you can't understand what it is, so you say it's magic. You will say, well, it's not that I'm being superstitious. I just really don't know what this, like. You can make jokes from the high class among the high class, and other people won't get it that they're being joked at, and they know what they're talking about. They don't get that tone, the joke, and it's not offensive. What can we say? Be saying something nice, actually. Uh, there's a distortion field of manipulation because we are wired to worry. So be careful with that. If you're talking to people below you, if you're talking people above you, on the left, on the right, you see, this is my left, that is your right. So then you have a juxtapoint that reflects from different sides of yourself toward the same direction. All right. So there are many different ways to see the direction of affairs you're talking about. In reality, what is your position? You have your people and followers. You might not have all the votes. If you want to run this show for long term, hold on to your seats. Point alienation of affections. Affection. A legal term whereby a third party is blamed for the breakdown of a personal relationship. And this happens in the multiverse as well. When you break the tissue of reality against another writer that has created that tissue of reality, many people start to stop role playing. And this is what you don't want in a multiverse. They cannot side you or the other because you've alienated the affection they have related. They have created a life emotion together, right? They have alienated a part of you in relation to this person. This is a very good point, actually. he's been writing in The Problem sent to Bill Gates about why the tissue of reality can only work, accepting that each character is unique beyond the writer. Parental alienation, that's very traumatic on children. A process through which a child becomes estranged from a parent as the result of the psychological manipulation of another parent, which is also with gaslight. Um, I've seen this with a lot of women, and as well, the they become victims from the father and want to alienate their child. So they hate the father, never see the father again. They become more traumatic. These kids, they're meant to grow up as a man. So, you know, uh, you gotta go throughout madness and always have your field of balance to walk through violence, to walk through madness as well. And it's incomprehensible to walk through this lens. But if you're landing aware of it and you have seen it ahead, you got the ticket yourself. For those also who divorce, it should be a law for that. Even if your parent is drunk, he has rights to love his child and see to have this relation. In family constellation, they work for all the members that has been alienated. Is all the work from the German priest who gave his priesthood, being very old already, well, quite old, older than me. I am old already. They call me an old lady. Just want a tenner. Just want a tenner, man. It's like, I cannot forgive you right now, but I will forgive you later. There goes your alienation of, which is also triangulating. Parental alienation syndrome, right? That's already like pathology, but syndromes never heal, right? There is a defect. The theory that a set of behaviors in a child who displays extreme but unwanted fear, disrespect, or hostility towards a parent can be used to establish that the child's reaction was caused by the other parent or by the child itself. I add the last one. You get a lot this if you're a therapist. So there are tricks if you have. I've been assistant of therapy to protect the status quo of the therapists. They're international therapists. They travel from around the world. People from different culture react according to their established narcissism to a group and protect themselves against another. An authority is always a cause, but always a cause to, to protect yourself. You think they're going to kill you, they're going to eat you, they're going to possess you, they're villains. So there is a fear. Those who have landed in your lands may come from a superior intellectual level, or they've been in India and they have learned deeper meditations with higher after dance states that have transformed the rage. Or they meet a Christian who has prayed and transformed instead of eating so much pizza as a Christian. To represent the house where many will land and be welcome to create a mansion into a village, for example, is to transit through paradise and good energy. We still don't know where the toxicities of the batteries will go, so we will have more problems to give to the future generation still. It's not just oil, what we do with the left residues. Yeah, we cannot just triangulate the energy we use and blame it because it has no more energy to give. It's just the residual, useless toxicity. What are you going to do with that now? Now it's being used. So it's not like you just eat and go to the restroom. Could be good soil for compost. There's a lot to work there. So this disambiguation page lists articles associated with the title alienation. So borderlines have this problem a lot. They have delusion. It's a different sort of delusion, but it's being created. Always thinking wrong about what people say, whatever is a joke, a compliment. They always need validation, but underneath, they always feel they don't have that validation. It doesn't matter. They can be in the cover of a magazine. They can be having public acceptance, but they're still might have, doesn't matter. You can have that external validation, but you still have a problem with what forms you and are crossing the line. This is the only power they have to manipulate through pity play and threatening that they will lose their position and power. When normally they come from lower condescendence and have that position for the first time in their history of their lineage and spiritually as well. It's very difficult to find a borderline low class or high class. It could be a phenomenon, giving the maybe being alienated. I don't know. But when you know spiritual wealth, and that's anywhere, that everyone has love and potential to, not now, tomorrow, or somewhere else. So here talks about Karl Marx' theory of alienation. Describes the separation and estrangement of people from their work, their wider world, their human nature, and their self. Alienation is a consequence of the division of labor in a capitalist society wherein a human being's life is lived as mechanistic part of a social class, the labor class, the working class. The theoretical basis of alienation is that a worker invariably loses the ability to determine life and destiny when deprived of the right to think, conceive, or themselves as the director of their own actions, to determine the character of these actions, to define relationships with other people, and to own those items of value from goods and services produced by their own labor. Also, the worker is an autonomous, self-realized human being. As economic entity, this worker is directed to goals and diverted to activities that are dictated by the bourgeois, by the same rules we share. Someone has to put these rules. What do you know? If you want to administrate, make your own rules, make your own work. You can save money to do it as some did. It was not just given by a fuck. Yeah. You don't give all your power because of a fuck. Yeah. To someone. You just fuck. That's it. You really need to see that you cannot force people to understand as well what Marx theory is. You need many, many generations of understanding the administrations of power. So I'm here to blend from all the worlds. What are we here about? So yeah, just give all your administrative money to an employee. Employee needs to discover its voice that it has power. I'm gonna go all there defending all the employees in my company as one, just to prove myself. I don't need votes. I wanna be there with them, listen to them. I can wait all my life. Their voice sparks with dignity because they know what's right. Writing in the book. And they own that heroic chapter and stage. Done it too many times. It's nothing. It's not about the money. You really think about it. You go to a lawsuit because of recycling. It's about recycling. Don't change my fucking theme, you bitch. You just gave me here a female lawyer, a female judge as well. You filthy people. I'm gonna recycle you right now and put you in the same place you should be. How can these people nobody the law system doesn't work for the labor class? It's been all prostitute. It should be faster that they know their laws. The algorithms are not here to fix everything. Humans can only work it out by experience and knowing that it's succeeding. What is the labor class doing? Are they puppets? I don't know. Are they puppets of capitalism for those who invested on them? Because the Tories will do that for the working class. Because they have more class. They say, of course, I want the parts of the body of the government to have governance over their parts. I don't want my body to have schizophrenia or a nation with a civil war. Bring people from our culture wanting to make a war here as well. I mean, we're doing a war there, a war here as well. Stopping a war doesn't mean that you are doing a war, right? Because if you have all these people attacking you, that's it. You're just finishing all these attacks. Or you have already understood that you have problems with communism, you have problems with China and Russia, people of Iran, and they will want to make more resentful and invest in more hatefulness and wars and blood as they're doing in Africa. So they kill each other. And also the Christians, some will go crazy as well, investing in conflicts and misery. So we'll put these people there in the map, or we'll see the pipeline. Because people will say, we have these people, and you will see where they get the money. Are they getting the money from the Middle East, from Qatar, Dubai? These people just go to the places of prayer to give the money. We don't have more suicidal bombs because they stopped this. I had sent information about the neighborhood I planned myself to land. I studied 2 years where to be a resident, where I studied where the newly immigrants come. I took an aeroplane from Madrid to help my brothers in England. We don't have the problem in Spain. We don't have the Muslim world. We have South Americans, people in Africa. Because we dance, we don't have that hatred really. Not so much of a difference because we're blended the Spanish. So it's just I went to boarding school here. I live with the British in India as well. They're not racist people. Like want to kill them. Not fair. It's very difficult to do cartography and allow other people to own their own land and take care of their lands and support them to do it and embrace their power, their people in their own accords without alienating the poor. So this is a work of healing, also of distance, because helping too much, you're going to have an attack on you because people need to earn it to give that step. That's in therapy groups of healing. One gives one step, the other one gives one step. You just don't go there to help because we're gonna attack you. You go there, it feels irritated, and there is a war to affirm. Look at there, my back. There's my back. There you go. A little recognition. There is a tone, there a vibe. Come and go. When it feels sincere, because the therapist is 444. Powerful. When the therapist says, say it again, because you didn't feel it. It didn't land. Yeah, where's the landing with that sentence? I don't feel it. Yeah, you have to feel it at least for that moment of landing, connecting from the distance and respect the distance as well. In reality, it's difficult. People come and go fast. They say one thing, then they change what they said because they want more and they really think they deserve it because you have that, and they always tell you. But you have that, I don't have that. So I deserve, and they bully you and they harass you. And then they call me fat. You're making me feel bad. I have nothing to do. You're stealing, all right? No one's putting cameras, all these things. People want to film you. Say, go and show what you film. You're telling them, you're helping them. So they don't get deported as illegal immigrant. Go and show what you film. You're proving you broke into my house and you wanted to harass me to film me. Yeah. And I knew it perfectly because you don't come like that with someone and insist. I knew the person was be filming. So where's compassion really? Yeah. You have to think about yourself. I want to be alive or I want to just, I'm going to make the luxury of going crazy on this person so he doesn't commit this again and rip all their evils and eat them. Because you want to relate with people, you don't do that. And that is a lot to take. If you want to save a life, you will save its psychology, the psychic in its soul, in the lineage of all its ancestors. You won't push that person away, but you will put that person in its place. Yeah, you don't want to appreciate here. You want to come here and insult, like everything that comes out. I am also irritated from life, but I don't do that to people because I am irritated and I am entitled because I am black. You have to feed me. You have to give me everything because you are a good person. It's like, no, I've been homeless too. I know what you do. So we're going to build this to put your suitcase there. You don't want to build it. You offer, work in exchange. You can give a space without the person deserving it. People must learn these rules because people can alienate and sabotage themselves and they will do it on and on. People get worse. You have thousands and thousands of people getting worse and many people who will love to share glamour with spirituality writing their own story, not paying stories or borrowing them. It's not your story. People know. People that live through storylines, sharing a narrative, pushing it, they are giving the value to transfer. Because people are listening and say, I am like that at work as well. I come here to work. I come here to have fun. We're not going to allow here bringing us drama because he's stealing. I don't care if your father is skinny. Come on. I am very fat for other people. It's unacceptable for me to wear a dress in Met Gala. Just, just give me time. Give me time if you invite me. So I become a skeleton, alright? So I can hang my clothes there in my shoulders. And move my peacock feathers. Alright. What else? What else? So you will understand where we come from when we alienate others has much to do with the covenant of the Jews and the Christians. They always push the Arabs They always push those people before they were Muslim or Arabs, all right? So this is making your group together. They started doing this already in the War of Troy by alienating, putting all these people together in Greece to fight, enter Troy, or destroy it. They did. So the Jews have been protecting all of these writings and also working with accountability and working with numbers, registering. So there is, each culture has different patterns of work as well, and higher forms of administration. Also within your own land, you will see they will pay more interest in delegating, in studying people so they know to whom to give all this power, because it can ruin your work, like with Epstein. Now that other people gotta come here and say, no, we're not like that, it's just happened there. Start sticking it there and became popular among their circle. But I am not part of that freak show, right? Some might be good people and they have repent, right? So where they will kill again, trust me. But they won't do it, accepting a conversation. Those who invest, as the picture proves, to show that they are selling it. Yeah, so they would deserve it. I mean, you have to think really in with reality. The present is dictating its own intelligent movement, not to gather against anyone, really, because we are one in our best interest. Doesn't matter if you're black and have curly hair and have 4,000 followers and used to have dozens and dozens of hundreds of followers because you were giving a stage. You're also influencing for peace, but understand that it's not against the Jews or the Arabs when you talk about peace. The black people supporting Arabs is because they feel the Jews are white. So it has nothing to do with that. You gotta work with your own anger, frustration, and just learn to deplore that, and to, as I have done, and anyone does on their private spiritual life. So to confess is one thing, and to theorize is another thing, and to see with your own value how you generate this value that is material and spiritual as well with your connectivity of influence. So you're going to get more votes when people get the ability to appreciate why they're generating viewers, because people are learning more to be more creative. Now you have viewers with toxicities and who is more right, who's investing more on these path channels. That may always exist, so people will write new rules of behaviors as if they are accepted. Um, You will see the lines of the, not all the top elite is a pedophile ring, but you will see that future generations don't want to invest on that, right? It's a generational, no, uh, fetish problem. They drop saliva, so exquisite. You have to understand that they really love their own perversion. If it was legal, they wouldn't love it as much. That's the problem with what is forbidden. So you have process in life to sanctify, to the pure yourself. You can kill another person by killing all its evil. But what if you at the same time keep that person alive, lingering and moving away from that which you have killed, that's still lingering as they keep walking? They will say, when you won't expect an automatic positive response, but you don't want that person to learn as well, because you got to train people as well to behave. Are you going to give all this power to these people? They don't know how to handle power. That's what they will do. First generation holding money, eh? And holding their dick. That's what you get. And women as well. That's what they do. So you will think it's about me or the other at the end of the story. Yeah, you still have this animal horizontal behavior there. Then you will see these people that know how to delegate, but that at the same time they're teaching their people because you want to multiply it. You want it to multiply. So you are teaching how to delegate. You're delegating to destroy other people in Africa for your religion. This is going underneath every culture story from the United States, even to the people in UK. They want to use United Nations. They want to use the relations of Europe. They want to use you and alienate you to have from you. At the same time, they believe in God, in goodness. They're fanatics, the evangelists. They will take a lot of people out of the streets from drugs. So they do have a good narrative. They're willing to deceive as well as the Mormons, share their pact to belong. These are primitive beliefs. We are here to tune with this very paradise right now. What is true love to bring my children to land for me in this landing land? May I ask if you love me really? What are your children for? Are they for themselves? Are they to determine their own life as well and destiny as they delegate for their own people and their brothers and sisters in the world from their generation? So you're not grooming animals or children. You're delegating power. Not so they manifest, alright? I don't believe in manifesting and all this. You are not holding the reins or teaching a horse how to tune with you and all this mannerism. Well, you have it on a gel and give it a little room to move in some land. This is totally different. Right? We know it because we are role players. So we might just go role play and you figure out yourself. Get your feminine side on the wild side as well. So we'll continue here with Friedrich, Friedrich, Hegel, and so on. All these names with the theory, but the theory, well found through Marx's writings, is explored most extensively in his early works, particularly the economic and philosophic manuscripts of 18044. They wrote this in London. They studied this in London, right? In what is the British Museum right now, where was the library. And in his later working notes for Capital, the Grand Dries, Marx's theory draws heavily from George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel and from Germany, I guess. Was from the Essence of Christianity, 18041, by Ludwig Feuerbach. Max Stirner extended on the analysis from Feuerbach, The Ego on Its Own, from 18045, claiming that even the idea of humanity in itself, an alienating concept. Marx and Friedrich Engels responded to these philosophical propositions in the German ideology of 18045. Also, let's remember that Hitler came out with all these socialist ideas, all right? Let's not forget what dictatorship is about. You can use the most beautiful words, system of belief from poets to the genocides, to kill other people. It doesn't matter. The Sufis had nothing to do with this either. Two forms of alienation is a main title here. And I want you to feel all the people that you have boundaries with because you cannot help. And it feels frustrating. Not just the people you represent because you have a certain color of your skin or you are from South America or just for your class because they have the money. You just, you don't know your investors. The theory will transcend two forms of alienation in his writings from the early 18040. Karl Marx uses the German words Entfremdung, alienation, or estrangement, derived from fremd, which means alien, and which the German would pronounce better, encompassing externalization or alienation, which alludes to the idea of relinquishment or surrender, to suggest an harmonious or hostile separation between entities that naturally belong together or are supposed to work together on a shared energetical field. How are these rules going to be posed to one another for their existence? Imposed. So you give power, people want to take everything from you because they are entitled to think they deserve everything. Just because, you know? Never pay for anyone. Not for a child, their own baby. Never did anything for anyone. It's not easy to just be born. And there you go again alone as another slave. Doesn't matter how much you study. We must learn to transfer power and teach others how to be diligent to carry their task. And you gotta let their own intelligence to play their field because they're creating their field as well, all right? We're in another generation. 2026, hello. So, well, the concept of alienation has two forms, subjective and objective alienation. Well, also multicollateral. It does not have to be collateral damage when it's multicollateral. Because if you just talk about multipolarity, you're going to have a multipolarity of problems as well. You have the power to see your boundaries and what you are hosting together. Are we generating? So you're talking to your followers to dream as well. They have the power, but you want the money and power to deliver as well. And which is supporting your investors because they're bringing, they want to bring more immigrants. Yeah, your investors, you want them as allies. Okay, but come on, come on. Yeah, we have better things to do. There are a lot of people that need work and tools, and they will have to learn with people that were born, and they're just learning here, in the first world. Yeah, in the evolved parts of the world, they're still learning here. There's still people of this world that are still learning. It just has charlatan like a father. If I was just a good charlatan or rapist, could hold a house and a family and go fuck around and just, but never really have compromised itself to deliver money and power to take care of people, not to farm animals. So they follow you. It's very different. So they are your customers. So they buy, you have your more holders. No, no, no. You're talking about something that is invisible. Is a vibe. You could tune with that vibe. You might be awake or not. Vibe. That's like a secret. Can you hear? Can you hear God talking? walking through us. That's maxing. All right. We're gonna talk about maxing when I said people for the cover, right? We like to talk with Lopicle. I guess will be the it will be for the day of the cover, the week of the cover, or the interior. We like to max. Yeah, I know, but he's maxing everything, man. Like, whoa. For all the girls in the hood, he's gay. All right. He doesn't like to fuck women. He already said it. I don't fuck in a long time with women. All right. When he says that, bisexuality doesn't exist. All right. If you use man or woman, it's like a cover, or because the women are lesbian, they fuck man, because they want their money. But they've been abused, and that's what they like. They're abused. It's like whatever it is, do try to study it, right? You have to perform everything also to let go of these judgments and love everyone. Love and everyone as well. But also there is sickness in everyone you can love. So be careful in promoting sickness. All right, there are higher stands that last for longer and forever. And they are much deeper and raw at the same time. Right. I lost the line, so I guess I'm disalignating. All right. If I am going to read this, all of this, so these are going to be the news. You have dimensions of alienated labor from a worker's productive activity, from a worker's product. You know, it's a meditation. It's a meditation to work. It brings oxygen to a part of your brain as a meditation. Yeah, it gives you that mingling with society. Alienation from workers, species beings, relations of production, from other workers, workers with workers, philosophical significance and influences. Oh gosh, all these German guys here. There were also from other parts around Austria and that. The theory of history and Fredman and social class criticism, social alienation, community, which is rounded. So it will expand. It is expanding in all these points that we already read: social alienation, the 7th century, talking about Marx. Not, I am not really a communist because I don't believe you will win this with violence and bullying and harassment. You will have to pay for that. We will thank you for coming to virtual reality and the world is there. Still have much to learn there and invest to know there for your people. So we have fun. You show me the National Library. Is this of Stalin? I want to also see in China and Japan their library. That would be interesting. As in Africa, the gods of Africa, not the just we have character traits before Jesus as well. The Christians and Muhammad. And more to acquire as well. The Bible's gonna move on. Third, on the third. Well, modalities, normlessness, meaningless relationships, social isolation, political alienation, self estrangement. That's another one. It's a bit more with mental illness, avoiding and withdrawing, mental disturbance, going deeper and more deeper disability. Like I can be dysfunctional some days a week, right? But just where to go for that landing? Just joking in some. I mean, joking. You can take it wrong if you want, all right? It will be totally wrong. Absolutely. In art and popular culture, so, well, I can skip references, but people love to refer with one another if they know each other really. Want to, well, I can make just a episode with the references, the actualities for those who like to be named. External links, sources, alienation. Well, it could be more like a nomadic trends to give it a go for the universal 15%. There has to be some freaks there. You cannot put too many together because it will always be chaotic, which is like to invest in wars and bullying and how they can just broadish. All right, we have places here: Hawaii, Mississippi, New Mexico, North Carolina, Utah, South Dakota. All right, distancing effect. So a lot of here too. I mean, you have also torture forms to alienate somebody, so you convert them and to belong. That's maybe for another class. Techniques of torture. There are different psychological ways to stretch people's imagination, or you have to free. We're going to have to put you in a little cage. You're too free. You need to know learn boundaries. All right. Those will be playing the multiverse. I mean, I've gone to these places in real life. My best friend got me there and showed me all the floors and the rooms they had for. Just love her because we were dancing. We would just go to dance and without drinking and drugs. And I was, thank God, somebody vegetarian as well. And she showed me her work of S&M, and I was, whoa, I'm very pro Tantra, but it's a very good experience. It's also part of Tantra. You want anything can be Tantra. It's to experience. You can just experience by being a witness. Not that you want to watch. Uh, Quite funny and fun. It's like, of course your manager is gonna be bitchy. This is an S&M place. You think she's gonna be nice to you? Some, how they get money. That's how they're very rich like that. Because they distress there and relieve tensions. I don't know. They're different psychological. I've role played that a lot in writings because I had to create new hells and laugh about our behaviors as humans. We are so it's fun in character. People, you can hear people laughing. It was just funny. Right, you have all these countries here as well. What if they have, well, diagnosis, treatment, legal issues? Legal issues. Oh, Israel is here. Oh, Israel is here. Mexico too. Republic of Ireland, United States, Brazil. Why is not Venezuela? Parental alienation syndrome is expanding for each little mini paragraph. Recognition of parental alienation, activism. It's like Yeah, I'm not a terrorist if I'm an activist. So people that will be sort of like activists pointing what they need, but also wanting their investment. So this will be like catching corrupted people and teaching them how to report what is what. Not white, it's beige. Well, let me ask IJ, maybe more of a champagne. Like people fighting, you're corrupted, but it has no value there. The value is in the numbers. They don't lie. So, well, of course, you have characteristics, initial description. I'm not convincing you that I'm smart. This is been written already, like nearly 200 years ago. And before, when they were studying the stars in the Mediterranean and in China. You don't want me to tell you Chinese stories. I will. When I go to China, I want to study their chambers of torture. They have, as I've told you, more hells than in Dante's Inferno. And perhaps the Arabs took the Dante's map, which Dante copied from the Arabs, or some Arab, from the Chinese. Because the Arab, there was it was an Arab was captured by the Chinese. So they learn a lot there. They started to copy also the paper, all this. A lot of inventions that were passed through people that went out for adventure, just to see what's there beyond your line. So the two forms of alineations, those are polarities always. You will find a polarity. Can you blend? Can you share? Can you help? Can you give? Can you nourish? Until when? Sometimes I don't speak very clear to people because they don't really understand. Like if I say I will pay you to work for me, so it's sort of like, well, I'm already giving you this for free, so you know you could do certain things. You can pay. You can pay me with your work a little bit. So the two forms of you'll always find another reason to hate another one. So you want to keep your people together through hatefulness. I'm going to start writing about war in every form as a spiritual warcraft as well. Because even the Virgin Holy Mary would command and receive you in the lands of eternity. Are we having the percentages ready? We can just say, okay, we all agree. We're going to see now how much each of us can put and leave it for the next 10 years. But who is going to be working with transparency? Hmm? Who's going to be the dog watch? Very nice. Yeah. Dog watch, watching you. I'm the underdog, all right? Just there to watch, scare you. I don't know why the manager they send people to try to laugh. Oh, she's the boss. She's the queen. It's like I'm the underdog. A queen wouldn't be doing this. The boss sending reports. God, it's so frustrating. Anyways, why are you tweeting so much? You could be just investing on influencers already. Would the mysterious, occult leaders of the world say yes? Pass it through for the innovations, for the influencers? Or they're the ones who pick who is going to do this mediation? It's not so we align. We have our boundaries, and that is the puzzling, right? We will see the missing pieces as well, like Guayana, that belongs to Venezuela. That's a land in dispute. We like Venezuela to look like an elephant with the lower back leg. Imagine if you cut the nose from Portugal. The whole Spain will look like a face. Spanish were there, right? So listen to me, because if you don't appreciate me, you're gonna have the whole Spanish community taking over you, the next generations. And trust me, that it's already coming. We know you're in power now. We're not going to say anything. Only when you honor everyone, you can harness more power that's multiplying back. All right. I need to finish this other sentence and sentence in this next 3, 4 paragraph. Um, I should just write, just read what I have written, right? I have problems at work, problems with people trying to just have a good day, eat healthy, walk straight, carry both sides, and stretch. That's all. And have my children back. So you would sweat. You would sweat as a woman bring birth to life, new life. The concept of alienation has two forms, subjective and objective. Alienation is subjective when human individuals feel estranged or do not feel at home in the modern social world. By this account, alienation consists in an individual's experience of his or her life as meaningless or his herself as worthless. Objective alienation, by contrast, makes no reference to the beliefs or feelings of human beings. Rather, human beings are objectively alienated when they are hindered from developing their essential human capacities. For Marx, who read these other people, objective alienation is the cause of the subjective alienation. Individuals experience their lives as lacking meaning or fulfillment because modern society does not promote the deployment of their human capacities. Let's go with human rights. Marx derives this concept from George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, from whom he credits with significant insight into the basic structure of the modern social world and how it is disfigured by alienation. You align yourself very well and allow others to disalign and look horrible. Let people ruin themselves and invest in more protection for yourself. Hegel's view is that in the modern social world, objective alienation has already been vanquished as the institutions of the rational or modern state enable individuals to fulfill themselves, like the horses in the stables. What do people know of freedom? Hegel believes that the family, civil society, and the political state facilitate people's actualization, both as individuals and members of community. We do need family values, whatever you are, divorce or co-parenting, because every child needs the love of their mother and father and their heavenly state of relation, because love has transcend as well. And you will see most of these people have been raping all the women and their children as well. So what's the point? It's just not really nice, you know? You ever try to be with somebody that loves you? Or it's just for survival? Well, well, what is this change of life? You would see great writings, but in reality, just read this and repeat this. In other words, Marx shares Hegel believed that subjective alienation is like, yeah, because, they have more money to be with more women. They hate the higher upper class. Okay. It talks more about Marx, instead takes widespread subjective alienation to indicate that objective alienation has not yet been overcome. Podcaster used to talk about this all the time. But now that we're touching many dimensions, so give me a break. I want to see the map. I would love to see the map of children that are in foster care in the world and orphans and those that are homeless and alienated because of war. Places of conflicts. There are better ways to work with machines to get these minerals and how they can work together faster to take care of the earths. It's very difficult. We might be creating more rivers. We might be creating more rivers and channels to let the water run instead of making holes and having to think widely for these communities to have their rights and work it for their own and earn it. As I am working to recover my children and be understand as a woman. Yeah, don't call me names of the past. I am a science fiction woman telling you, you're late. This channel is for you. to bring your landing, and that is your theme. No one can take away. I am making this story. Many people won't believe that, right? Oh, stupid woman. You're being paid for that. I want to be paid, of course. The problem is the Bible says that you don't have to give money for it. No, it's just really so much work just for that. Mm. This work is a currency itself and a connection itself. My money flows that way. You flow. I wouldn't be able to talk without your flow. So you provide the flow that I give you and you give me back. I was gonna make another good story for Sharon, the ferryman. But the problem is that people are gonna think, oh, it's satanic, oh, it's Illuminati, I cannot roleplay anything. Then people in war, they will start doing wars if I'm doing that as well. So you have to have boundaries. This has nothing to do with reality. Okay? I'm not inspiring you with, because I just want to go on roleplay and have fun with my friends. I haven't done a single war in 5, 6 years in roleplay. That's why many people left, because people love to protect their groups and laugh about it and also suffer and just cry because they took their bitch. So I'm not doing so well. You have so many bitches. So, it's just funny. Just to be online with your friends, see your kids, your family, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, you gotta do. Yeah, Joe Rogan wants the to be in the virtual reality, which is cool. Oh, you will talk about a lot of things as well. Well, they say that Elon Musk was tweeting a lot yesterday. So he's always tweeting in other places. He's now become a writer now that he owns X. Let's see if he gets into an interactive, multiple storyline. You should ask if you want. You come to tell me that's you. So you're breaking all the laws of roleplay. You never lie and mix real life with. If you're not that person, then you're not the person. Then why should I talk with you? Because you're not that person. Is that correct? And that's what people do behind characters that might be another person. They love to be loved for what they do. Because I also love to be loved for what I do. And there's a chemistry in there. And my best friend Richard writes about snow. And I have already of a snow. And then it's snowing in spring. But in Madrid, that's a miracle of God. It's giving you this. And that's universal love. All right. That's good for today. Tuesday, 5th of May, 2026. cheer up and carry on. Bye.